Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111. Watch Pekin Panther football live right here this fall on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube with live announcers and an updated scoreboard, plus an area scoreboard to keep you updated on other schools of interest. It's Pekin Panther football live right here on Steve Shuttler Media starting Friday, August 30th. New Life Fellowship in Keswick, Iowa is hosting the Victorious Living Conference Friday, August 23rd through Sunday, August 25th, with guest pastors Luke and Jana Hobbs from Tennessee. You're invited to make plans to join New Life Fellowship in Keswick for this dynamic time of anointed worship, teaching, and ministry. New Life Fellowship is located just south of Keswick on Highway 22. The conference schedule is Friday, August 23rd at 7 p.m., Saturday, August 24th at 6 p.m., and Sunday, August 25th at 6 p.m. We hope to see you for the Victorious Living Conference. Central Empire Wrestling presents Bridge City Slam 6 live Saturday, September 7th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Come see Jake the Snake Roberts, Buff Bagwell, former WWE Tag Team Champions Demolition, Real One Enzo Amore, The Powers of Pain, The Boogeyman, Snitsky, Jordan Grace, Cameron Brunei, and the stars of CEW. Tickets start at just $20 and include the Fan Fest from 4 to 7 p.m. Get your tickets through Ticketmaster or at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. It's Bridge City Slam 6, live Saturday, September 7th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Shuttler!
It's a Thursday. It's time for the morning wake-up here on Steve Shuttler Media. It's brought to us by our headline sponsor, which is Ottumwa Coasters. Let's take a look at their information right now. Ottumwa Coasters, get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants, as well as other restaurants in Southeast Iowa. It's a fun, effective way to reach the community. Do it. It's just $199, get you 1,000 coasters. So make sure you reach Elizabeth at Ottumwa Coasters, like and follow them on Facebook. We are broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios, and you can schedule your appointment with Dr. Schuster. Call 673-4845, accepting new patients. Oski Dental going to file your insurance forms for you. A Delta Dental provider at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. Let's take a look at our forecast right now. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. And Garden Gate, Cindy, located at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. Give her a call, 641-622-3191. Showers and thunderstorms likely this morning. Gradually becoming sunny, though, and a high of 85 degrees. Winds could gust up to 20 miles per hour for today. Tonight, A 30% chance of some showers and storms, mainly before 10 p.m. Otherwise, clear skies tonight, low of 65. Tomorrow will be sunny, 84. Clear skies tomorrow night, low of 63. And Saturday will be sunny, nice, and 79. Right now, current conditions in southeast Iowa, humidity at 100%. Winds are south at 5 miles per hour. The barometer 29.88. Dew point at 69. And according to the National Weather Service equipment, right here in the Oski Dental Studios, we do have 69 degrees in the big town of Sigourney, Iowa, in southeast Iowa. Your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. At 6 a.m., we put up our This or That for today. It's brought to us by Stacy Flynn at Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. This or That, ABC television or NBC? If you had to pick, which one are you going with? I don't watch a whole lot of network television unless it's like sports or something like that, but I guess I would go with ABC. I just like, as far as like Eastern Iowa, I like KCRG television and their news coverage a little bit better than NBC. So I guess I would just slightly lean towards ABC on that. Make sure you comment on that post. Again, that went up at 6 a.m. Goes up at noon is our question of the day. It's always brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa, 202 North Main, Sigourney. And the question, again, goes up at noon. What was your favorite TV show when you were a kid? I can't remember if I have ever asked this as a question of the day, but boy, I tell you what, cartoons, after-school TV during my time frame was like Brady Bunch, Scooby-Doo, Munsters, Addams Family, Leave It to Beaver. Those were the after-school shows when I was a kid. But again, cartoons on the weekend, always a good thing. Cosby Show during the week was always a family favorite. Night Court, stuff like that when I was a kid. So those are several. So I'm sure maybe you can think of several shows as well. You can answer that when it goes up at noon today. Let's take a look at our current matchup in the State Fair Food Tournament. Brought to us by Son-in-Law Services, Josh Clubb, the handyman, 319-431-1806. State Fair Food for the Fun of It tournament. Our matchup right now, corn dog versus funnel cake. Whew, this is a tough one. What are you going to go with? Corn dog or funnel cake? Those are just two State Fair staples. There's a look at our overall bracketing. You've got corn dog and funnel cake. You've got, over on the other side, pork chop against the gizmo. You've got the hot beef sundae against lemonade. And then tater ribbons against Barksdale cookies. So who's going to be moving on here? Corn dog or funnel cake? Boy, this is a matchup. This could have been like a Final Four or a championship matchup in this tournament. So, tough one to pick today. Corn dog or funnel cake? Get your votes in. That matchup went up at 6 p.m. last evening, goes through 6 p.m. this evening. Thumbs up for corn dog, heart for funnel cake. Let's take a look at our Athlete of the Year tournament. This one went up at 5 p.m. last evening, goes through 5 p.m. this evening. A battle of the Cobras. The Sigourney Keota football Cobras. We've got Evan Vidito, the number 1 seed in the tournament, going against the number 8 seed in the tournament, Cale Clarahan. So tough. This is tough. If the only thing that really differentiates these two is that Evan is from Keota and Cale is from Sigourney. So, I don't know if that makes a difference. Let's take a look at our brackets. Again, our tournament brought to us by Kelly Style State Farm and Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics. So, we're in the upper left-hand corner right now. Evan Vidito against Cale Clarahan. Voting goes till 5 p.m. today. Then we will have the other side there, the number 2 seed Imogen Stratton against the number 7 seed Haley Jack. That'll be our next matchup. Vidito against Clarahan. Who are you going to go with? Tough choice for Sigourney Keota Cobra football fans. Thumbs up for Evan or a heart for Kale. Get your votes in on that matchup till 5 p.m. this evening. What else we got going on? Coming up tomorrow, this week is just moving on. Tomorrow we've got Randy Burke at Barnwired in Sigourney. That's 11:30 to noon tomorrow. Check it out live and in person. I think we should have a decent crowd at Barnwired tomorrow to check out Randy Burke. Again, at Barnwired, in person or online. Watch that show with Barnwired and with Randy Burke. Coming up on Saturday, we will have our sports section show, and we'll be talking pickleball for the first half of the show. And then the second half of the show, we'll be talking Keota volleyball. Kind of get you a preview with Coach Jenny Hobbs, maybe a player or two from the Keota volleyball team, and Andy McGuire from Keota is going to be our guest host. So tune in Saturday morning for the sports section. And then on Tuesday, of course, we always hang out at Smoky Row in Oskaloosa with our host, Safe Krafke. Tuesday night tune-up at 7 p.m. live from Smoky Row, talking local racing. So tune in. We got live stuff on location throughout the week here on Steve Shuttler Media. Let's take a look at some things on our community calendar. Today is a Thursday. Trying to see if we have any Thursday-related items on our community calendar. But we will throw this out there. I don't know if we've talked about this. We've got Mahaska Drug with their annual Tailgate and Bake Sale coming up on September 4th, 5th, and 6th. Iowa versus Iowa State from 11 to 5. As you can see, they've got hot dogs, cheddar dogs, proceeds going to the Oskaloosa and Mahaska County Canine units. So put that on your calendar. Coming up today, the live Raptor program at the Montezuma Public Library. That's today starting at 10 a.m. That'd be kind of a cool thing for you and maybe the kids. So check that out at the Montezuma Library today. And then also, do keep in mind, I believe this is correct, Barnwired in Sigourney with their Soup of the Week, Loaded Potatoes, Sandwich of the Week, the Chicken Philly Wrap. So put that on your calendar as well. I think that gets us caught up with most everything. So let's go ahead and take a look at some birthdays. Happy birthday. All right, birthdays for today. Brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers, your realtor. Go to hometown-re.com for more info. Hometown birthdays, local and area birthdays today. We've got Amanda Zander with a birthday today. And Summer Bryce, Gemma's mom. Gemma Bryce, up-and-coming star in the music world here in Southeast Iowa. Her mom, Summer, with a birthday today. So happy birthday to Summer. Celebrity birthdays for today. We've got Marilyn Munster. I was just talking about the Munsters as far as favorite TV shows when I was a kid. We've got Marilyn. Pat Priest turning 88 years old. Happy birthday to Pat. I think she had to have been the blonde, right? Marilyn Munster. We've got actress Deborah Messing turning 56 years old. We've got Ben Affleck, the actor, 52. Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers turning 35. And Jennifer Lawrence, the actress, turning 34 years old today. Your celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers. Hey, there I am. Hey, good morning to you. Weird stuff going on with my comments this morning. If I miss you, I apologize. Bubby, I know you're in there somewhere. Sherry, Dan, my Aunt Deb, Dixie, Pat. Again, if I'm missing somebody, my comments are looking kind of weird on my phone. So a good morning to you. Hope you're off to a good start on this Thursday. It was rainy when I got up. We had a little over 3/4 of an inch in the rain gauge this morning. I don't know if it's raining right now or not. It looks like it may have stopped, but right now 69 degrees here in Southeast Iowa. Again, we're doing our morning wake up brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters live from the Oski Dental Studios. On this date in history, we are basically halfway through August. Can you believe that? It's Thursday, August 15th. On this date in history, Napoleon was born on this date in 1769. Speaking of Oski Dental, the dental chair was patented on this date back in 1848, I should say. I think dental chairs have come a long way since 1848. It was on this date, 1911, Crisco was introduced by Procter & Gamble back in 1879. Let's see here. 1939, The Wizard of Oz made its debut in theaters in Hollywood, California. So 85 years for The Wizard of Oz. It was on this date, 1965, the Beatles played in front of their largest crowd ever, 56,000 folks at Shea Stadium in New York. The Beatles, 56,000 fans. And then Woodstock on this date in 1969 opened up on the farm, Woodstock, on this date in 1969. On the day calendar, today is National Lemon Meringue Pie Day. And most importantly, today is Relaxation Day. It's National Relaxation Day. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a nap. National Relaxation Day today. Make sure you relax a little bit on this Thursday. Hey, it is 7:16. We're at 69 degrees here in Sigourney, and we're doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Ottumwa Coasters. Let's hear from them and some of our other fine sponsors right about now. Do you need a great marketing tool to advertise your business or event? Then use Ottumwa Coasters. Get your business or event on drink coasters featured in Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. It's the most fun and effective way to reach the community. Starting at just $199, you get 1,000 coasters delivered to Ottumwa's most popular restaurants. Look for Ottumwa Coasters on Facebook or call or text 573-932-0111.
2021 Iowa Harvest Red is a dry red wine from Tassel Ridge Winery that has plum and black cherry aromas and notes on the palate, with nice acid and a long, complex finish. It's made from Marquette and Foch grapes. The 2021 Iowa Harvest Red pairs with pizza, pasta dishes, and grilled steaks. The 2021 Iowa Harvest Red is available at the winery and in a few of our nearly 400 retail outlets in Iowa. Tassel Ridge Winery is located in Lighton on Highway 163 between Pella and Oskaloosa and is open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 10 to 6, and Sunday from noon to 6. Check our website at tasselridge.com.
Jeremy Empey Web Design, designing since 1999. Graphic design, website maintenance, and more. Web solutions for any size project, serving Oskaloosa and beyond. Jeremy Empey Web Design has web solutions for any size project. He can breathe life into your website, and he'll help you out with fast support, web hosting, web development, and website maintenance. Whatever you need, Jeremy Empey Web Design can help you out. Call Jeremy at 641-295-4844 or get more information at jeremyempey.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams.
Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job.
American Family Insurance.
Contact Christy Tarr in Oskaloosa at 641-673-8965. Hey, we thank Christy Tarr at American Family Insurance, as well as Jeremy Empey Web Design, Tassel Ridge Winery, and Ottumwa Coasters for being our headline sponsor here on The Morning Wake Up, live from the Oski Dental Studios. Let's do some things you need to know. Some things you need to know, some TV news. Big Bang star Kaylee Cuoco and Ozark actor Tom Pelphrey are engaged. So, yay. Other TV news, Sofia Vergara says that she would be up for some kind of Modern Family reunion, maybe a movie. So she has jokingly asked her TV husband, Ed O'Neill, not to die before they can make that happen. How about Taylor Swift? Taylor returning to the stage at Wembley Stadium in London for 5 nights, starting tonight with 90,000 screaming fans at each show tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. So Taylor Swift, lots of fans, lots of money at Wembley Stadium. Let's go to politics. Scandals and the rising cost of living has inspired Japan's prime minister to announce that he is stepping down. So, see you later. Usher, let's get back to touring news. Usher postponed the launch of his Past, Present, Future tour in his hometown of Atlanta last night, saying he needed to rest and heal. So, best wishes to Usher. How about Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook and Meta and the world? What do you do when you have all the money in the world? Well, you hire a sculptor to create a likeness of your wife like a Roman goddess, his wife Priscilla. So that's what's happening in the Zuckerberg household. Wallet Hub, they have figured out that the states with the highest housing costs are Florida, Nevada, Hawaii, and California. While they say the top 5 states to live in, all things considered, are Massachusetts, Florida, New Jersey, Utah, and New Hampshire. So, costs up and down depending on the state that you live in. And then mortgage refinancing has surged 35% in just 1 week. Let's go to Mars. No, not the planet. The company Mars, the folks who give us, M&Ms and Mars bars and other treats. They have bought the company Kellanova, the snack division of Kellogg's that was spun off about a year ago. So Mars expanding their footprint. Let's see here. They're saying the grocery prices are barely increasing these days, which is good since grocery prices are ridiculous. It's like the good news would be if grocery prices would actually go down a little bit or a lot, back to where they were like pre-COVID. That would be good. Katy Perry being investigated by the Spanish government for allegedly filming the music video for her new song Lifetimes on what they call sensitive lands. And she did it without permission. So she's being looked at by the Spanish government. The Hurricane Ernesto is now a Category 1 hurricane. Be keeping an eye on that. How about the Foo Fighters' Dave Grohl? Dave says he told a crowd the other night in San Francisco that every time he sees a hawk flying by, he thinks it's his late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins. Okay. I mean, a lot of people look at like cardinals and think that there's somebody giving them a sign, but Dave Grohl thinks it's a hawk is Taylor Hawkins. Hawkins. LA Chargers coach Jim Harbaugh says that he would like to bring back Colin Kaepernick, not as a player, but as a coach. An offer has evidently been made, so we'll see if that happens. Let's go back to touring with 2 weeks to go. The Burning Man Festival in Nevada, the Nevada desert, may not sell out for the first time since 2011. As of just the other day, tickets were still available. So if you want to go to the Burning Man Festival, you can still get some tickets. And then finally today, according to a new study, funny parents raise happier kids. So hopefully my kid is happier because I'm a goof. Shall we do this? Today's impossible. Nothing is impossible. I mean, come on. You can get this. question. You can do it. We can do it together. Today's impossible question: if you are an average American, you'll become a grandparent for the first time at what age? What do you think? Again, if you're an average American, you'll become a grandparent for the first time at what age? Think about that. What age were you if you're a grandparent? What age were you when you became a grandparent for the first time? Good morning to you, Jackie. Appreciate you sharing my video. Pat, Dixie, Deb, Dan, everybody else in the comments. Again, I can't see everybody in the comments for some reason this morning. I don't know. So again, today's impossible question: if you're an average American, you'll become a grandparent for the first time at what age? That age is 47. Now, I have surpassed that by a handful of years, and I am not a grandparent yet, so there you go. Shall we get weird? Let's get weird.
That is weird.
In some weird, at least 3 news outlets, as we mentioned this yesterday, at least 3 news outlets were leaked confidential material from inside the Donald Trump campaign, including its report vetting J.D. Vance as a vice presidential candidate. Now, so far, each has refused to reveal any details about what they received, which makes you scratch your head. You'd think they would release this in an instant. Instead, Politico, the New York Times, and the Washington Post have written about a potential hack of the campaign and described what they had in broad terms. Now, their decision stands in marked contrast to the 2016 presidential campaign, when a Russian hack exposed emails to and from Hillary Clinton's campaign manager. So let's see here. There's a quote saying from Politico saying, "The questions surrounding the origins of the documents and how they came to our attention were more newsworthy than the material that was in those documents." So it must not have been all that interesting if they weren't putting it out there in the public already. In some other news, weird news, let's go to England. They say a team of blockage busters has destroyed a monster 110-pound, what they call a fatberg. Not an iceberg, but a fatberg, blocking a sewer. The company said in a news release that the crew responded to a report of a backed-up sewer and arrived to find the blockage was a 110-pound, again, fatberg, a solid mass of non-biodegradable solids mixed with oil, grease, and fats. So, you know, when you put all that stuff down your sink in the, whatever you call it, I can't think of what you call it right now. You put all your extra food down the sink. Boy, I'm drawing a blank on what that is called. So, brain fart. But anyway, it all goes somewhere, and sometimes it all clogs up. So, 110 pounds of fatty junk in the sewer. Let's keep moving on in the weird news. If I can get my fingers to work with my papers. Let's go to Michigan. A confrontation reportedly sparked when a child touched the mulch in a neighbor's yard ended in a fatal shooting. Again, we're talking about a fatal shooting surrounding touching somebody's mulch. Michigan prosecutors said that Nathan Morris, 35 years old, was shot to death while on a family walk Saturday in Michigan. Devereaux Christopher Johnson, 47 years old, was arraigned Monday on first-degree murder charges. A post on X by a friend and colleague said that Johnson threatened Morris when one of his daughters, who are both 5 and 2 years old, touched mulch in Johnson's yard, and things just escalated. So, yeah, you touch the guy's mulch and you get shot, evidently. It's stupid. And then finally, in some weird news today, let's go... Where are we going? To Canada. Vanessa Kaput. That's really her name. Might be Chaput, but I'm going to call her Kaput. Vanessa is familiar with a trail between her hometown of Haines Junction in Canada's Yukon Territory and a local campground. And so that's where she was choosing to do a late-night jog the other night. the end of June with her German Shepherd, Luna. The sight before her on the trail, however, was quite startling as she rounded a corner during her run and came face to face with a family of bears. The 24-year-old came face to face with 3 bears, a male and 2 smaller ones. Now, the thing was, there was a 4th bear that was behind her. So she was surrounded by a family of bears. Now, the dog, Luna, tore away from the owner to chase after the 2 smaller bears, leaving the lady to fend for herself. Didn't end well. Kaput had a 10-day stay at the hospital where she received care for a broken arm, as well as upward of 30 stitches on her head, back, arm, and ear. She says, quote, "I am very shocked at how lucky I am." Now, evidently, the dog came back after chasing away the 2 small bears and barked until the bigger bears went away. But that lady, lucky to be alive. Let's go to this. Files of Law and Disorder. In some disorder today, you'd think a wealthy Italian coastal town that attracts celebrities would offer, comforts like air conditioning. However, in Portofino, Italy, which is very in a heat wave right now, neighbors are turning on their neighbors as a crackdown on air conditioners continues. Let's see here. The Euro News says, that Italy's richest municipality is technically part of a national park, and so it has long had a ban on air conditioning units being installed in and on the commune's color-filled buildings for fear of them mucking up the quaint aesthetic. But the summers are becoming hotter, and the people are wanting air conditioning, and now their neighbors are turning on each other and turning them in to authorities if they have too much air conditioning. Those who violate the guidelines can see a fine of up to $55,000, though most cases to date have reportedly been resolved before resorting to that and getting that far. But again, neighbors turning on neighbors because they have air conditioning. Silly. Shall we do something that'll make you smile?
Something that makes you smile.
Something that'll make you smile, brought to us by our friends at Lifetime Dental Solutions. You can join them at their new location. They are moved and ready to serve all your dental needs in Sigourney, 115 South Jefferson. Lifetime Dental Solutions, Dr. Stacy Freeze, 641-622-2669. Something to make you smile, a wedding ring lost on a Kentucky couple's property was found more than 60 years later. Barbara Gregory said her husband, Glenn, lost his wedding ring just 2 months after their wedding back in 1963. She said the ring was lost near the tree that they planted after returning from their honeymoon. But despite a long search, they could never find it. It never turned up. Let's see here. Glenn Gregory died in December, sadly, and was buried on their Henry County farm. Again, this is in Kentucky. Barbara Gregory hired Jonathan Searcy of a monument company to place Glenn's grave marker. And the thing is, while this guy was working near the tree, he spotted something glistening in the sun. Searcy's wife posted a video of the discovery to Facebook. And yes, he did find the wedding ring 60 years later, after the man had passed away, just a few months after the man had passed away. So you can get this full story. It goes up here shortly at 7:45 on Steve Shetler Media Facebook if you want to read that entire Something to Make You Smile story, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. Shall we wrap this up with some duh?
Duh.
In some duh, there are jokes, there are some stories of jumping out of a fast-moving car, but one man in Georgia actually did it. Didn't end up good. 37-year-old Daryl Thompson of Georgia leapt out of a car that his wife was driving at 70 miles per hour down an interstate near Macon, Georgia, and he died from injuries sustained from impacting with the ground. At first, people were wondering if it was a kidnapping situation or some other life and death scenario, since jumping out of a vehicle going 70 miles per hour likely going to result in serious injury or death. But according to the report, Thompson jumped out of the car at 2:12 a.m. This is on August 3rd, after he and his wife got into a fight. He jumped out of the car. Now, she drove just a little ways further and then turned around to go back, obviously, to go and check on him and try to get him, but apparently he had succumbed to his injuries. So that man jumping from a car 70 miles per hour at 2 in the morning because he and his wife had gotten into a fight. That is nasty, and I feel bad giving him the duh, so we're not going to hit the duh button again. Let's take a look at our forecast one last time. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. Showers and storms still a possibility for this morning, otherwise gradually becoming sunny today and a high of 85. Again, we thank Ottumwa Coasters for being our headline sponsor here on the Morning Wake Up. Make sure you get a hold of Elizabeth. Follow and like the Ottumwa Coasters Facebook page. I have them tagged on the post of this video. Just follow their page and take advantage of that great deal for some coasters for your business or event. We, of course, thank Oski Dental. They sponsor our Oski Dental Studios, 641-673-4845, to set up an appointment with Dr. Dan. Coming up here video-wise on this Thursday, on the rest of our day today, we've got In Remembrance Of. That comes up every weekday at 8 a.m. We've got the Sigourney Public Library video with Miss Amanda at 10 a.m. Then later on this afternoon, we'll go to the Great Outdoors with Laura DeCook from Mahaska County Conservation at 4. 5:30 brings us Successful Farming. We'll also have our weekly pet from Heartland Humane Society. That usually goes up around 6. And then we'll talk sports at 7 o'clock. Morgan, You Asked For. The guys talking about some sports tonight at 7 p.m. So, of course, that and along with all of other content on Steve Shuttler Media Facebook throughout the day. Okay, you guys have a great day. Be safe out there. Enjoy the clearing off of the weather. And otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow morning. It'll be a Friday before we know it. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. here on Steve Shuttler Media with the Morning Wake Up.